Hello and thanks for listening. This is going to be a brief tutorial on how to change the config.php file of your site and get it configured to yourself, and also how to do some advanced editing to change the entire theme of your site if you wish. So the first thing you'll want to do is visit the config.php file. Now I have another video that talks about how to get your site uploaded and get to this point. So assuming you're at this point, you would click on the name of the file itself. This option box appears on the right. You'd click Edit File and go down to Edit, and it pops up this window here of your config.php file. Now in here you've got what's called variables, and a variable is anything with a $ in front of it, and what you're going to want to change is what's in between the quotation marks, and you'll want to make sure to never ever delete the semicolon. It will produce errors. But basically each one of these variables has text above it as to what it's for and what you need to change and why. So for example, here's your site name here, and if you notice on our site, that is also the page name and the title of the site. So for example, we're using the art theme, so let's just call it art site. And after you make all these changes, again, you've got the contact email you want to use, your Amazon ID, your eBay ID, search feed codes, and again, you've got text here that explains it all. You'd hit Save Changes, exit out there, and then check out your site and refresh the page. And you'll see that the site name changes to Art Site, and then it also changes there. If you want to change the entire theme of your site altogether, or if you want to copy and paste these files to another directory and make it a different theme, you're free to do so. You would make these changes in the folder called Site Theme. To enter the folder, click on the picture of the folder, not the name, and it will open up the contents of that folder. Now you'll see that there's 3 pictures here. Only 2 are being used, but those pictures are these pictures here on the top corners. So let's say, for example, well, first let me show you. What you want to do is you want to open the file categories.php. Again, your edit pop-up window will appear. I'm going to scroll down here, and what you'll notice is this information here is going to correspond to the category links on the left. For example, the first one says art, the second one says digital art, third one says drawings. So I like drums, so I'm going to change things around and make a drum site real quick for you. You just basically enter what you want your categories to be, what you want the subject of your site to center around. Now it's very important on the RSS query variable that you place a plus sign wherever there's a space. Otherwise the RSS feed at the bottom of your site will error out. And basically what you're telling the RSS feed to do is to bring in news related to these 2 words here, Tama and drums. Of course, you could type in other variables or other words. And then the RSS feed would try to bring in feeds that related to these terms here. And then you're going to hit Save Changes. And then let's see those changes take place on the site. You'll notice the first 3 categories have changed to drums, Tama drums, and Pearl drums. You'll also notice now that when I click on, let's say, Pearl drums, the rest of the site is programmed to auto bring and center itself around those keywords. So here we've got some drum listings and Pearl drums. Here are RSS feeds that bring in the term. So now let's say we want to change the pictures, of course, to something more related to drums and not art. What you would need to do is first find some pictures that you like, and the important thing is that you resize them on whatever picture editor you like. You'll notice here in the little pop-up window the dimensions here are 160 by 142 and the dimensions here are 132 by 160. The point is that you're going to want to try to get the picture as close to 160 by 160 as you can. There's usually a lot of presets that help you do that. Anyway, I'm going to want to upload the first picture and the second picture. I'm going to hit upload. And now we'll see drums 1 and drums 2. Open your category PHP file again. And you'll see in this middle part it asks you to specify the names of the pictures. So the name of the first picture is drum1 JPEG. And the second picture is drums2.bmp. And then these variables up here will allow you to specify the length and width of the first picture and the length and width of the second picture. So again, the first picture is 160 by 142 and the second picture is 132 by 160. I'm going to save that. I also probably don't want to have the title art site on a drum theme web page, so I'm going to go back to my config file and change my site name. And where I put art site earlier, I'm going to put drum site. I'm going to save those changes. And let's go back to the site and see if things made the change. We've got page that says drum site. We have drum site, and here's a good lesson for troubleshooting. First picture didn't show, and I want to know why. So I'm going to go back into my cPanel and open up my site theme folder and open up my categories file. I'm going to look at my picture names, and look at that. I didn't put the S on drums. So I'm going to do that real quick, hit save, and then when I revisit the site, the picture appears. And you can do this up to 40 categories for any site, and the files are the same, and all you really have to do is change the pictures, and that's how you do it, and you can make any theme you want. And the rest of the programming will auto-center the entire site, Google AdWords and all, around those themes when clicked. I hope this helps, but again, if you have any questions, you can always contact me at webmaster@planettucker.com. Thanks again for listening, and bye.